Today I want to talk to you about something that I think is the biggest ripoff that's happening to consumers right now in the United States. It's arbitration clauses. Companies add these arbitration clauses to these contracts, and DirecTV is one of the biggest offenders. They're adding these arbitration clauses to the contract, and people are not paying attention to it. What these are, it's basically giving up your rights that's in the making for the last 100 or so years. That consumers have been getting their rights for anything that you purchase or you deal with a major corporation, to make sure that you don't get screwed, to make sure they don't take advantage of you. So what they're doing, these arbitration clauses, I'm going to tell you how to avoid them too, by the way. I'm going to tell you how I get around them and how I avoid them, how I don't sign them. But anyway, the arbitration clause basically says if they do something wrong, where they wrong you in some way, that you can't sue them. You can't get a lawyer, you can't take them to court, and you cannot sue them. You have to go to an arbitrator, and they make it sound like it's a really fair system where they have this uninterested party, and this uninterested party will make the decision. But it's not fair at all, because these arbitration companies know that their decisions are going to be looked at tightly by these companies, and whether they renew their contract or not. And an arbitration contract with DirecTV is worth a great deal of money. So they're always going to be biased, and the statistics are staggering at how often that they do side with the company instead of the individual. So of course they want to stop you from being able to sue. They want to use their arbitrator because they're almost surely going to win. And if they do lose, it's going to be something small, something insignificant that's not really going to affect them too much. So how do I avoid them, and why do I avoid them? Okay, they use trick tactics, and they're using these high-pressure sales tactics against us. So I don't feel bad for using a little bit of psychology back against them. What will usually happen with a DirecTV installer, and in particular, they'll come out and they'll do the work. They'll come out and they'll, run all the cables. They'll set the dish and mount it to the house. And then before they leave, they'll ask you to look at it, and you look at it, and they say, just sign here. This just says that I did the work. I was here. I did it. But that's not all it says. It'll have the arbitration clause in there. It'll have a bunch of other stuff that basically says that you give up all your rights to sue, that all this work was done correctly. Now, you need to read this contract, but they'll be pressuring you. They'll be ready to go. They'll have their tools in the truck. They'll have all the work done. It's like, just sign here. It's no big deal. Just sign. Everybody signs this. Just sign here. We'll go. That's when you say, no, I need to read this. You need to take this somewhere else in the house. Tell them you need your reading glasses. You want to go to your table where it has your special light, whatever. You go there. Now, if they're asking you to sign this before they do the work, you do the same thing. So listen, I need to take this and read this. You can go ahead and do your work and do whatever you need to do, or you can wait in the truck, whatever you like. Then as they're doing the work, or while they wait on you, you take a pen and you cross out the arbitration clause. You mark it out. And when it comes down to the bottom, that says basically some language that you agree to all of the stipulation of this contract, you mark that out. And anything you don't like in a contract, just mark it out. Anything you don't want to agree to. Take a picture of it with your smartphone before you sign it, without your signature on it. Then go ahead and sign it, because there's nothing you won't want to agree to anyway, because you've marked everything else out. Then take another picture of it with your smartphone. Now, 9 times out of 10, they won't notice, they won't say anything. But if they do say something, that's when you say, listen, I can't agree to that stuff. I just don't agree to it. So if they've already installed the equipment, more than likely, they're just going to leave it. And they're going to just accept it and go on, because they're not training these employees to really not let you have this without signing this, because they don't want to draw too much attention to it either. They want to keep that as quiet as they can. So, if they absolutely will not let you have this service without signing it, don't take the service. There's other services. There's Dish Network. There's other cable companies. There's other ways to go. But they're going to let you keep it. Now, they've also already installed this onto your house. And just let them know, you've already done it. You've already done the work. If there's something I want to sue you over, I'm going to do it because I'm not going to sign this. So you've mounted this thing to my home. You've mounted this stuff to my house. I'm not going to let you take it off. The law says you have to leave it if you've mounted it. And I haven't signed anything to the contract. You stick with your guns, they're going to let you keep it. They're not going to make you take it off. And then, like I said, if they do, find somebody else and try the same thing. Try your best not to sign these arbitration clauses. Because if they do come in and they do something to your home that causes a problem later on, you're just out of luck. You just can't do anything about it if there's an arbitration clause in that contract, because this arbitrator is going to fine for them. And if they don't fine for them, it's going to be something minimal, like say, come out and put some caulk over that hole they made in your house. It's not going to be anything that's going to be of really use to you and protect your rights. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and that's how I get out of arbitration clauses. And it's worked for me every time, with every cable company, with every installer, with everything that's happened. I just cross it out, and they're not happy about it sometimes. But when it comes down to, they're not going to get their commission for coming out here to your house. They're not going to get their commission for working however long they work to install this. They're just going to take it. They're just going to go on and do it the way they should do it in the first place. Do I feel bad about it? No, because they're trying to take advantage of me. So I'm going to take advantage of their failure to train their employees. Until we get legislation to do something about this, and I think the legislation needs to address this really soon. It's amazing to me that they could just take away the rights that we've established through all these years of the court system, and just a corporation can say, because I put this line, this paragraph in this contract that this guy didn't read and didn't understand, he can't sue me now. And that's ridiculous. Elderly people with can't read even, they'll let them sign them. They'll go on, and they'll probably win. They've got plenty of lawyers to back it up. But the minute that you bring it up and you say, listen, I didn't sign your arbitration clause, and you show them a copy, show them the printouts of the pictures that you took, more than likely they're going to side with you and do whatever they have to do to make it right with you, because they don't want to go through the court system, because it is set up for the consumer, and rightfully so. Anyway, my 2 cents. Hope you don't get ripped off. Hope you don't get ripped off. I don't know. The video camera comes on and I can't speak.